In India, there is a fort where the government legally requires you to leave before sunset. The Archaeological Survey of India enforces a strict official ban on entering Bhangarh Fort after dark. Inside the walls sit the remains of a 16th century metropolis. This site contains 9,000 homes, completely abandoned, and every one is missing its roof. The entire city is buried deep within the harsh desert terrain of the Aravalli Hills, isolated from any modern settlement. The vastness of these ruins and the weight of a standing government order suggest the site's history is more complex than a campfire legend. Local folklore centers on Princess Ratnavati and a practitioner of dark magic named Singya. According to the story, Singya enchanted a bottle of perfume to act as a love potion, hoping to enslave the princess. The princess discovered the trap and threw the glass against a heavy boulder. The magic allegedly caused the stone to roll over Singya, and with his last breath, he placed a curse of destruction upon the city. Modern believers point to a string of tragedies: teenagers killed in car crashes, film crews abandoning sets, and visitors feeling constantly watched. If ghosts defy scientific explanation, then why does this specific location produce such a high volume of consistent, terrifying reports? The investigation begins with the records. There is no verified historical documentation that Princess Ratnavati or the sorcerer Singya ever existed. No inscriptions or contemporary accounts from the era mention them. To understand what people are actually feeling, we have to look at a 1980 experiment by engineer Vic Tandy. While working in his lab, he experienced a sudden cold sweat and a terrifying sense that a gray figure was watching him from the corner of his eye. Tandy discovered his lab equipment was emitting infrasound, sound waves below 20 Hz. Humans cannot hear these waves, but the body feels them as vibrations. This triggers a biological stress response, anxiety, chills, and a feeling of impending doom. The fort's architecture acts as a mechanical instrument for the wind. As air channels through these narrow stone corridors and across the jagged, hollow rooms, it generates the exact low-frequency waves that triggered Vic Tandy's dread. Geological factors amplify the effect. Bhangarh sits in seismic zone 4, where constant, microscopic earth movements generate additional infrasound through the stone foundations. The ghostly presence visitors describe is likely their own nervous system reacting to invisible acoustic frequencies and geological tremors. The chilling screams reported at night match the vocal patterns of native hyenas. To the human ear, their distinct, high-pitched calls sound nearly identical to a person crying for help. The shadows people see are the result of pareidolia. This is an evolutionary mechanism in the brain that forces us to see human faces and figures in random patterns of light and shadow. You can see this in satellite images of Mars, where a random arrangement of rocks and shadows is instantly interpreted by the brain as a human face. The government's nighttime ban exists for a physical reason. Bhangarh borders the Sariska Tiger Reserve. After sunset, the ruins become an active hunting ground for leopards and Bengal tigers. Evolutionary glitches in the brain and the presence of apex predators explain the fear without the need for a supernatural cause. This leaves one mystery. If there was no curse, what caused the inhabitants of 9,000 homes to leave? Antique maps show that Bhangarh was once a vital commercial hub, densely populated and strategically located for trade. The city was actually destroyed by the Chalisa famine of 1783. This was a massive, climate-driven drought that devastated northern India, making survival in the arid Aravalli Hills impossible. Starving citizens were forced into a mass exodus, abandoning the city to search for water. Over the centuries, the wooden roofs collapsed, leaving only the stone skeletons seen today. Bhangarh didn't fall to a sorcerer's magic, but to a slow climate catastrophe that erased a thriving population. Why do we choose to remember a ghost story instead of a documented historical tragedy? Ghost stories provide psychological comfort. While a famine is a terrifyingly random event, a curse offers a clear villain and a sense of narrative order in an unpredictable world. These myths are sustained today by the local tourism economy and the human desire for viral content, which rewards supernatural claims over historical facts. Marie Curie noted that nothing in life is to be feared, only understood. Breaking down the acoustics, geology, and climate history of the site